Hello! Firstly, we would like to give our best regards to the teachers and audiences. We are Yellow Humor, with 4 members and have the idea solar-powered public air purifier. With this device, we hope to contribute to environmental protection and raise people's awareness. So we will begin our presentation right now. Our presentation is divided into 4 parts. I will start with the environmental problem we have chosen, which is air pollution, and how does air pollution affect people. Air pollution can be determined as the most concerning environmental problem all over the world. In actual life, the change in the composition of the atmosphere not only leads to environmental damage, but also ruins human health. Cause of smoke, dust, fumes, industrial chemical or toxic gases from traffic emissions, construction work, road buildings, or factories, the Earth has to face the consequences such as climate change, global warming, acid rain, and can adversely affect public health or damage many other species' natural environments. Furthermore, air pollution is a cause of high blood pressure, stroke, birth defects, and a range of breathing problems and respiratory disease such as asthma, pneumonia, and even lung cancer. It's really significant to acknowledge that the total amount of dust in large urban is continually increasing, keeping the air quality index persistently at an alarming level. Especially Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, is the second only to New Delhi, India, for the world's dirtiest air. Thus, we, global citizens, have to put into action to save our green lung from harm.
Then, I will look at technology. In contemporary society, technology plays a significant role in almost fields, and protecting the environment is not an exception. Next, moving to part 2, I start with some general information about our machine. So, what I'm showing you here is what a system might look like. To make it easier for you to follow the presentation, we have divided the machine structure into 3 main groups. Group 1 is fan, Group 2 is multi-layer filter system, and Group 3 is solar panel.
The first group is fan, which includes fan, also known as exhaust fan. Exhaust fan is the part that determines the capacity of the machine, as you see in the front, to bubble the air through the filter system. And the second group includes multi-layer filter system. At first, I will start with the first filter. The brief filter has large holes arranged close together to filter large-sized dust, hair, small insect, some types of pollen. Now we move on to the next filter, which is called carbon dioxide capture filter. As we all know, carbon dioxide is everywhere on Earth. It's what animals, including us, exhale after they breathe in oxygen and plants then use. But there's a problem. Scientists have observed that the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has been steadily rising over the last 100 years. Scientists now know that excess carbon dioxide and some other gases in smaller amounts are preventing heat from escaping, and this is warming up the planet. We call it the greenhouse effect. Higher temperatures also make natural disasters such as storms, floods, heat waves, and droughts more frequent and more intense. So, in order to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the air, we put a carbon dioxide capture filter in this device. With this filter, we referenced direct air capture. This is probably that most people think of when talking about removing carbon dioxide from the air. Direct air capture is the process of chemically scrubbing carbon dioxide directly from the ambient air and again storing it either underground or long-life products like concrete. But with our idea to make the machine more user-friendly, we changed the storage process a little bit. So let's jump into the special filter. To remove carbon dioxide out of the air, we use a chemically manufactured approach. Carbon dioxide binds to the amines in the filter, while other molecules pass through and return to the atmosphere. Once saturated, the filter heated to 100 degrees Celsius, causing the carbon dioxide to unbind and be extracted. The carbon dioxide collected by the process can be stored in a sealed jar used to help make renewable fuels and materials or supplied to the food and beverage industry.
Later, the third filter, activated carbon filter. Activated carbon filter has the function of filtering exhaust gas, smoke, and unpleasant odors. Next, I want to introduce the final filter, a Hepa filter. A Hepa filter removes 99.97% of superfine dust, fine dust with a diameter of 0.3 micrometers, which is 200 times smaller than hair. So how does a Hepa filter actually work? Ways. Firstly, the filter has slits in the middle between the fibers, very small, only about 0.3 so it can block all dust particles larger than this size. Secondly, thanks to the diffusion mechanism and the inertial mechanism, collectively known as the impact mechanism, specifically when the air flows through the crevices of the filters, particles larger than 0.3 are of course too big to pass through, but small particles can get through. However, due to the randomly arranged fibers, zigzag gaps are created. The air easily penetrates, but the dust particles will hit the filter fiber and be blocked, and there is also the mechanism that helps the Hepa filter to capture out viruses, bacteria, mold, and smoke, even particles of nanosize. The diffusion mechanism has been researched and ratified by NASA. Let me turn now to the final structure, solar panel. For the machine to work, we need an abundant power source for this process to take place continuously. But for the purpose of protecting the environment, we came up with the idea of getting electricity from solar panels. As we all know, the sun is an abundant, clean, and especially hard to exploit source of energy. Therefore, the machine can work continuously if there is sunlight, and at the same time save a lot of cost. And what parts of the machine will the solar panel provide electricity? The first is the exhaust fan, and the second is supplying power to heat the second filter, carbon dioxide capture filter.
And another special thing about this machine is the installation location. This is a machine designed for buses, installed on the roof of the bus. Why don't we put it in a room, in a park, or in other transportation? Because the bus is always moving, the installation of machines on the bus can ensure that the air everywhere in the city is cleaned. Secondly, choosing the bus at the installation location is also our intention, to encourage people to use public transport more to reduce emissions into the environment. And that's what we want to send to teachers and everyone. Hopefully, our machine can partially solve the problem of air pollution in Vietnam and all over the world.